Hello, my name is Noi, and I just really needed to hear your opinion about this. She mentioned it earlier about the president of Harvard and MIT and Penn. So I just wanted to hear, I thought personally that those people are supposed to be the smartest on our society, the highest on our society. And I'm just really disappointed, and I just want to see your point of view on this.
That's such a good question, such a good place to end on. There is, by the way, a small excitement that can sometimes come, in my experience, from realizing that the people you were told would be smart aren't. You think, oh, okay. I agree with you. I mean, I would have expected, like, the president of Harvard. I mean, I would never look to the president of a university to be my arbiter of morality. But I wouldn't expect them to be utterly immoral. I mean, there is, my friend Neil Ferguson has just written a piece today about, the fact that you only need to look at Germany in the 1930s to know universities aren't necessarily a place of moral improvement. Heidegger was the rector at Heidelberg. But I think there's something particularly shocking about these three women's testimony. And I think for myself it's this. I thought that they were flippant and frivolous. I thought they were morally frivolous. I thought that the way in which the president of University of Pennsylvania, Liz McGill, sort of giggled as she read out her pre-prepared statement, I thought was utterly callous and callow. And I thought, I've written about this in the last week. I said, you just have to try it on any other group. Like, is it acceptable in Harvard to call for the eradication of black Americans? No, would be the answer. You wouldn't get, it depends on the context. As long as you don't actually kill all black Americans, it's okay. And, do you agree that it's wrong to call for the eradication of all gay people? President of University of Pennsylvania. As long as it's just some, it's okay. If it's most, it's okay. No, but the first thing is you just can't imagine any other group where this would be anything but clear, open and shut case. So that was very shocking. The second thing is, all of these people were reading out like they were playing this stupid legalistic game. And that was why I think she sort of giggled in a way. Because they all knew what they were doing is what, if I can use the phrase, is known in technical jargon as butt covering. They were covering their butts. They were covering their butts. That was what they were doing. They were desperately making sure that nobody could take out a legal case against them down the line for persecution on the campus that they were on. They were just doing that, and they knew how ridiculous it was to sit there saying, it is the policy of the University of... They knew it was ridiculous, and they were doing it, and they were smirking because it was so palpably ridiculous. I said to a friend who had actually was at MIT, which was one of the three schools represented so horribly that day in Congress. I said to a friend from MIT, these presidents all sounded like ChatGPT. And he called me back he's smarter with tech than I am. He called me back a couple of minutes later and said, Douglas, you have to use ChatGPT with me. Let's do it. And we typed in the questions that were asked of the presidents. And ChatGPT answered better. ChatGPT said, when asked about whether it's acceptable to call for genocide, said, it is agreed in all moral systems that genocide is wrong. Good for ChatGPT, bad for Harvard. As I said, the algorithm is more moral than the president of Harvard. So that is a very worrying sign, but I would take a little bit of comfort from this as well. Sometimes, I said this at the very beginning of this conflict, but sometimes a flare goes up and you see exactly where everyone is. And I think that one thing that has happened since October the 7th is that a flare has gone up. And we can see exactly where everyone is. You know, you can see where your friends are, I hope. And you can see where the people who shift around are. You can see where the enemies are. They're lit up very clearly. And you can see where these people are who occupy positions that they are utterly unworthy of. And I am very pleased that this flare that has gone up has illuminated these people, has shone a light on these people and shown that these people really are not fit for purpose. I'm delighted. At the time of talking, we're 1 down, 2 to go of resignations, but I'm very much hoping in the days ahead that the others will go as well, because it's going to have to be a learning moment. You can't be this immoral and lead an education establishment that is in charge of the education of the young. Not for any ideological reasons, but just for sheer hygiene and decency reasons. So, as I say, 1 down, 2 to go, but I was thrilled